movie is devoted to known public political figure Rasul Guliyev's 75th anniversary. The main criteria of the justice and truth is time. There is truth that will arise as sunlight soon or late. As the historical events, the true value of the known figures is granted by the time. My goal is to see the Azerbaijani nation in freedom and welfare. Rasul Guliyev has been living abroad for 26 years, devoted whole life to Azerbaijani nation and state, person who made career from worker up to the chairman of Milli Majlis, renowned public political figure, great philanthropist. Although this name is known to majority of people in our country, we have scanty information about him. Majority of young generation does not know about his historical services, so that we try to present this person to our society, especially to young generation. We believe that our nation will know about this great person more detail and will take his merited status in the history of Azerbaijan. He is Azerbaijanian. He is just Azerbaijanian. He cannot be American. He was born in Azerbaijan and stay Azerbaijanian. And his children are also patriots. Mirvari Kahramanli, the chairman of the Committee of Defense of the Oilman Rights. He completed his studies a year later than me. He graduated majoring on chemical technology, but I graduated majoring on oil mechanics, and my brother and sister, my dear, worked here. I know about whole activity of the plant. I also held the position in the field of oil, and I can say that we had been working in parallel with him for a while. Mr. Rasul was in his 32 years of old when he held position of the chief engineer. You know that in that age, if they were not informed about his skills and professionalism, they would not assign him to the position of the chief engineer. Mr. Rasul was the director of the big-scale plant in the age of 34. Mr. Rasul was Mr. Rasul with the government as well as with the opposition, with the workers and the players. He was in the same relation with everyone. This is his best character, and therefore nation loves him. Faramat Javadov, former employee of the plant. He is patriot. He loves his motherland and nation. In general, you should make conversation with him for 1 hour to get idea about Mr. Rasul Guliyev's potential. It's very difficult to talk with Mr. Rasul Guliyev. I don't say it in a bad meaning. When the specialized person talks with Mr. Rasul Guliyev, even he amazed about his knowledge in the specific field. My favorite thing in Mr. Rasul's character is his patriotism. Haydar Aliyev also possessed this character. He also loved the nation and state. They will do their best for the sake of nation and statehood. I have conscience. I know it even I am in the opposition. Novella Jafaroglu, chairman of the Committee of the Defense of Women's Rights in Azerbaijan. Rasul is binding to Azerbaijan, even not to Azerbaijan. Rasul is binding to his village. Rasul Guliyev is bright person. He is not a common round of person. This does not relate with several position, spokesman he had. In other words, this is one side of the coin. But as a human and character, admittedly, Rasul Guliyev was not ordinary man. Zamina Dunyamaliyeva, former deputy of Milli Majlis. Learning his ideas, you realize that he is a very bright person. In a good sense, He is a good person for nation, state, even for any individual. In other words, he has deep sense of justice. His bright character originates from it. Mr. Rasul has all human qualities. Agasif Shakiroğlu, chairman of Future Azerbaijan Party. His genuine father, he is highly qualified teacher. He is talented politician. He has peculiar sense of humor. I may express my views non-officially. To be sincere, Mr. Rasul is my political leader. At the same time, he is wise person, showing me a life path. At the same time, he is my friend. He is a great person for me. In addition to his political leadership, in other words, he is my moral mentor. I am sure that his advices and directions to me equal to the advices and recommendations of my parents. This does not refer only to me. He shows the same behavior to any teenager contacted him in Azerbaijan. When a young person who is unknown, however, writing him, he gives advices. Guliyev Rasul Bayram was born on December 10, 1947 in Gazanji village of Julfa region of Autonomous Republic of Nakhchivan. Since there was no school in this village, in 1953 he started his first grade in neighbor village school. In 1964, our hero successfully finished high school and left for admission to Azerbaijan Medical Institute. But an accident happened in the capital city made him change his idea and instantly made a decision changed whole life of the young person. I needed at least 10 manats in order to come to the capital city and admit to the university. It was impossible to launch trip without 10 manats. I could not find this amount. None of the relatives gave me this amount. Finally, my mother took a loan in the amount of 10 or 13 manats and I said shortly. I came to Baku and leaving train at the train station, I saw great building of Azerbaijan Oil and Chemistry Institute. This is ancient and really astonishing. I asked about this building. It was told that this is the building of Azerbaijani Oil and Chemistry Institute. I came for the admission to the Institute of Medicine. This is not that I wanted to become a doctor. 100% it was not a case. Simply, Institute of Medicine is a prestigious institute. So I came and presented my documents to Azerbaijan Oil and Chemistry Institute. In 1965, Rasul Guliyev, who admitted to Azerbaijan Oil and Chemistry Institute, made a change in his personal life as well. In 1969, he married with his student classmate Tagizada Elmira, and they have 3 children in the frame of this marriage. From the student years, our hero started to struggle for the independence of Azerbaijan. In 1967, he founded the Party of Independent Azerbaijan, jointly a group of students. In 1968, he was detained jointly student classmates due to this political activity. After a short period of time, they were released. But later, it was clear that one of the heads of the State Security Committee of Azerbaijan, Soviet Socialist Republic, Colonel Major Aliyev Heydar Alirza, played the utmost role in their release to the freedom. In 1970, young engineer successfully graduated from Azerbaijani Oil and Chemistry Institute, and in 1971, he started his career as a worker in the plant named after the 22nd Party Congress. He got love of the head of the plant with his skills, responsibility, and approach to work. And nearly a year later, he was assigned to the position of the chief of device. In 1981, he progressed up to the position of director. In 1988, I amended its title to Azerbaijan Oil and Lubricant Plant. I extracted the part of the title at the Second Party Congress. In general, wherever I was the head for the first term, I was interested in welfare of the workers there. In what sense welfare? I think the ways how to enhance their salaries in that you were the vaccine when I was the head of device, the workers working in this device got 30-35% higher salary than the workers working in other devices. I provided it according to the legislation. Therefore, one should want that the worker get a high salary. You should endeavor for better life of the worker. I remember he started his activity with removing of business hours which were embossed on the doors of the office. What does it mean? Should 10,000 workers stand in queue in order to be accepted by me? I am director and my doors are open for everyone at any time. First of all, he started his activity on the basis of democracy at the plant. At the difficult time, it was great policy to manage big-scale, highly strategic plant with thousands of employees. Antigua Gurbanova, member of the administration board of the Society of Protection of Women's Rights in Azerbaijan. At that time, he managed that big-scale strategic plant and there did not happen any terrible accidents. Employees were in tight bands, a lot of people went to military service and their families were not without patronage. The plant funded them. Rasul Guliyev had been the head of oil production plant for 11 years. On the basis of his education and skills, inventions, the activity of the enterprise widened day by day. He signed agreements with several foreign companies. The salaries of the workers enhanced for multiple times by the development of Azerbaijan oil and lubricant plant. The social welfare increases. Hundreds of workers were provided with houses and vehicles. For him, it was indifferent whether his employee is a good engineer or operator. There was no difference for him whether an employee is a chief engineer or operator, head of the workshop or his deputy. People are equal for him. Atabala Hamidov, Rasul Guliyev's former employee of the plant. He paid special attention to young staff, irrespective of his status. He appreciated him according to his skills and gave him position. By this way, he gave me a job and was careful with me. He broadened my life vision. Then he always responded to my needs at the home or at the work. I did not hear the word no from him. Rasul was very good specialist. He managed the plant very well. Presently, we sell pure oil, but he produced lubricant, petrol, everything. At that time, Rasul might become multi-millionaire. Rasul gave majority part of that amount to people. No one knows about it, but we know. He gave half of the income to people working at the plant. Actually, to people working at the plant, presently, is there any minister or officer who will order construction of the house and says that I will allocate these houses to the workers? Please tell me one person, and I will confess it. He built houses furnished with furniture. He progressed independently, took those positions independently. He had no patron or relatives behind him. Everything he did alone. Therefore, he knows the value of the workers. One said that he earned millions, and I took with him those millions. I saw at the country. I saw them spent for the employees. He spent those millions for the participants of First Karabakh War. Those millions were spent for the participants of the meetings during National Freedom Movement, and those millions I saw spent for the nutrition of poor people. There was no tourism in the country. Some is jealous about us. Employees of the plant went to Germany for tourism and the rest at the expense of the plant. He signed a contract with Baltic Company and gave order to the head of Human Resource Division to provide furniture to the employees whose daughters reached 18 years and planned to marry. And I remember the title of one of these furniture. It was Zunda. He said that the workers had not financial capacity to buy furniture for their daughters through trade unions. Let's provide them with furniture for the happy marriage of their daughters. These furniture include kitchen as well as guest room furniture. I appealed to him. He provided treatment for my child. When in other hospital doctors wanted to impede his eyes at that time, I appealed to Rasul Guliyev. He did not know me closely. I asked him to contact with minister or deputy minister to care about this child at the hospital attentively. He said that there is no need to ask from minister or deputy minister, and he sent my child to foreign country and provided his treatment. I went and I saw that he provided treatment of sick children from Kazakh and other regions. He provided the treatment of sick children. He provided study funding of Azerbaijani students. When I saw all of these, irrespectively, I feel sympathy for him. Certainly, I was a leader, but the problem is not to be a leader. The very matter is that I never let feel people around me that I am leader. Presently I would not want to do it. When you speak arrogantly, person near you don't feel himself well. Irrespective, a person may be a worker, director, or minister. I want to express that the officer should behave himself, not transmitting his rude and arrogant manner. I did not behave himself like that. One of the great and memorable kindness which Rasul Guliyev have done for his employees was his order to construct residential apartments for his homeless employees. Apartments were provided to the workers in full repair condition and with furniture. 156 employees of the plant were provided with apartments at these 3 buildings. Other 9 buildings located in Murtaza Mukhtarov Street in Baku. A lot of people was homeless. If the homeless people would vote for the apartments allocated by the ministry, these homeless people got their apartments after 25-30 years from the date of appointment to the position. Even this was not exact matter. In order to avoid it, I concluded the contract with Chinese to construct a building. Then we shall provide these apartments with sanitary utilities. However, these sanitary utilities were made by Soviet Union in poor quality, and their normal use was impossible. Therefore, we bought all of them from Czechoslovakia. We bought WC appliances, bath appliances, and washer from Czechoslovakia before allocation among people. They were in high quality. I came from rural area and got a flat in Baku after 2.5 years. For example, Mr. Rasul worked only for worker. Even in time of shortage of foods, he concluded the contract with Baltic countries for supply of foods for the first time. Our women employees wore Italian shoes. He provided the workers of the plant with food. In addition, he searched for other people in need through trade unions for their food supply. This does not end with this. At the time when the food had been selling on tickets, in order to support his employees, Rasul Guliyev signed contracts with foreign companies. Food need more than 10,000 employees is satisfied on the basis of these contracts. Rasul Guliyev is a leader who approaches the worker with respect and a person who appreciates his work. He did not make segregation on the basis of the regions in Azerbaijan. He appreciated worker only and only for his skills and competency. One time we talked about Rasul Guliyev. A lot of persons said that he makes the segregation and recruit the employees only from Nakhchivan. And I said that, please show me the head of workshop from Nakhchivan. All of us is from different regions. He did not even know me. I came from a plant named after Garayev. When Abdurrahman Wazirov came to the head of the government, some said that as if Haidar Aliyev recruited to all positions the people from Nakhchivan. They formed a commission and sent to the plant. They knew that I am from Nakhchivan, and they verified the number of people which I assigned to the position were from Nakhchivan. Sincerely, up to that time, I absolutely did not know about the places of birth of my employees. It did not make sense for me. If the employee was a normal person, I assigned him to the position. There was no difference from which region the employee is. One of my deputies was from Baku, one from Shamakhi, one from Zardab, and one from Shaki. And then chief engineer is from Baku. Excluding me, there was no person who is from Azerbaijan, who is from Nakhchivan. I became angry. I became angry at myself. How it was that I did not assign any person from Nakhchivan. And when they were at the plant, I opened a vacancy head of the production and assigned Rafael to this position. And he was from Nakhchivan. And I assigned him to the position head before them. And I said, it is good that you came here, and I did not even know, I did not give chance to the people from Nakhchivan. Rasul Guliyev was not only intelligence specialist and skillful director, he is also a person binding to his nation and a wise politician. It is his wish to see Azerbaijan independent and flourishing from his student years, supporting freedom movement from first days. He provided tents, heaters, and foods for more than 100,000 people who made settled protests. Initially, food is to the squares from our plant. We provided food in lunch, dinner, then at the end of the nation movement. All people stayed at the square for 17 days. We provided food from plant during nights. Plant headed by Rasul Guliyev supplied biggest volume of the food. We made clear the origin of the food. It should be clear the origin of the foods providing for the people sitting in the square. These foods should come from reliable hands. As an interesting fact about square movement regards state flag of the Republic of Azerbaijan. During a period when the Soviet state was in power and still alive, the colored flags supplied to the square were produced with Rasul Guliyev's support. At that time, for the first time, a little girl named Narmin carried the flag to the square, but then the flag multiplied, and we asked about it. Mother Gultakin, God bless her, said that I tried hard to make the flags for you. Gultakin, mother, made these flags for us. God bless her. Majority part of the tissues of these flags were sent by Mr. Rasul. At the beginning of the nation movement, there were flags at the square, however they were few. At that time, I remember that Mr. Rasul bought equipment for suturing from Germany. At that workshop, employees made low-cost clothes for people. Even stated flags were made at that workshop and handed over by the employees of the plant. At the same time, flags were provided by other places. In parallel with his activity at the plant, he had also active political activity. In 1990, Rasul Guliyev was elected deputy to the Supreme Board of the Republic of Azerbaijan. In 1993, according to the President Abdülfettah el-Sisi, he was assigned to the position of the Deputy Prime Minister and Vice President of the state-owned company. On October of 1993, he was elected the chairman of the Supreme Board of the Republic of Azerbaijan. He had been working at this position up to November month of 1995. In 1995, he was elected to the position of chairman of Milli Majlis, which was newly founded. On September 11, 1996, he resigned from the position of chairman of Milli Majlis, which was considered second high position in Azerbaijan after the president, and it is remembered as the first mind-bending resignation. I was witness his justice during the discussions at the parliament, so I did not see that he made difference between opposition and the power. He behaved with everyone in equal. He gave speech to each member. Rasul Guliyev's one of the main political targets was to enhance the welfare and social maintenance of the nation. While his speech at Milli Majlis, he emphasized these topics, showed the ways of solution, and did not stay aside to criticize strictly the policy of the government. Let form a commission and develop the economic program for 5 years and share them year by year. If we can achieve to these figures, dear deputies, normal welfare of the Azerbaijan nation will be provided. If we cannot achieve these figures, our saying about double increases of salaries, fivefold increase of the prices are useless words. To achieve it, we have two ways. One of them is democratic development way. Another one is dictatorship way. What does it mean? The democratic way. Democratic way is that we should not make control on people. We should provide opportunities for people. We should think lengthily how we can provide opportunities that people can achieve the targets which we stipulated herein. This productivity and these affairs may be done only by free individuals. Rasul Guliyev played a big and utmost role in inhibition of Gencar riot happened in 1993, in 1994 October riot, in 1995 March riot. If these riots had not been inhibited today, maybe the great Azerbaijan also would not have existed. This is one of more important and historical service of Rasul Guliyev from point of view of establishment and development of our independent state. Namely, during these years, several officers were afraid of Surat Huseynov, brothers Mahir and Rovshan Javatovs, and observed events from a side. However, Rasul Guliyev combated with participants of the riot, did not left alone the president, and provided great services for the nation and the state at those difficult times. This is not ordinary event. This is an attempt to insurrection. Truthfully, this attempt was made with weapons and we prevented this attempt. When talking about statehood, Rasul Guliyev always defends statehood. This was the case regarding Surat Huseynov's riot against Abdülfettah el-Sisi in 1993. In October riot of 1994, Surat Huseynov's riot against Haydar Aliyev, second time, On March month of 1995, Brother Jawadov's right against state. In each of them, he defended the interests of statehood. In each of them, he defended independence, sovereignty, and president, who was elected on the basis of legislation. He went at the expense of making threat to his own life. At that time, there were some persons who held position of ministers. You could not find them at the cabinets. They hid it. They did not answer Heydar Aliyev's calls. They were absent at the central apparatus of the government. They were afraid of that. If we show our stand and the Brother Jawadis came to the power, it is good that we hide for a while and wait till the end of these events. They demonstrated motionless, but Rasul Guliyev showed clearly his will, defended his state. Rasul Guliyev was Heydar Aliyev's teammate, was politician supporting him. Today, when talking about Heydar Aliyev, he talks about him with love. In spite of difference in political views, Rasul Guliyev considers Heydar Aliyev as an architect of our modern state and rescuer of the independence of Azerbaijan. I feel love to Heydar Aliyev on time of his first speech via TV. Up to 1987, I had been watching him with big pride. I respect his personality. Maybe I am on the top of the persons respecting his personality. In any case, for me, there is no second person like me respecting the personality of Heydar Aliyev like me. And naturally, Heydar Aliyev's speech during January events of 1990 and Ayaz Mitalibov's fierce attempts preventing Heydar Aliyev's visit to Azerbaijan. I know about this event very well. Rasul Guliyev is a person with democratic thought and adherent of free ideas. Even during former Soviet years, he achieved to provide democratic conditions at that plant headed by him. He ordered that I allow to elect the heads of all workshops by voting from today. Worker will vote freely. When he cannot cope with his obligations, worker will discharge the head from position. And from this time, don't make application for assignment or discharge from position. Write this application and address it to your head. Be capable to work independently. And then after a while, Gorbachev began perestroika, reconstruction. At that period, he founded more than 300 cooperatives in only one plant. Be capable to work freely and independently. Even there was a case at the plant. 3 articles were written about him with false information in communist newspaper. The employees held a meeting and discharged this person from the plant. Rasul Guliyev was abroad at that time. Then he returned and said, "Why you made such a decision about him? Why you discharged him? He wrote the article about me, not about you. He's just a worker. Let him work." And that worker worked up to the end after his retirement. Let him write. A person may be criticized. He was a person like this. Not everyone is able to bear it. Someone wrote about you 3 articles which cover a half of the communist newspaper. Excuse me, it was not communist newspaper. It was newspaper Bak Rabochi. Half of the newspaper was filled with these 3 articles. Then you came and protested against the decision of the meeting and said that it does not matter. I keep him at the plant. Let him write. He did his best. Is there a person thinking like this? Personally, maybe I cannot say. Maybe after Rasul Guliyev's such behavior, I can say the same. This is an example and lesson and ethics for me. Rasul Guliyev is also a great philanthropist. He answers positively to everyone addressing to him. He tries to help everyone, no matter may it be medicine, education, science, or maybe a matter referring to other field. His door is open for everyone. As the result of his great philanthropism, he is first and yet last person who is awarded with the award named after Haji Zeynal bin Taghiyev. He is a person who is ready to do his best for a nation, for renaissance of our nation. Agha Abdullayev, former employee of National Academy of Science of Azerbaijan. At that time, I held position of director of publishing house at the Institute of Manuscripts under National Academy of Science of Azerbaijan. You know that time. It was a period of renaissance of national conscience and national thought, and there were hundreds of books waiting for their publishing. These books are necessary for the nation. To spread and publish these books at that time, it was very, very difficult to publish these books. So we had difficulties due to finance. My friends advised me to address to Mr. Rasul. At that time, Mr. Rasul was director of Azerbaijan Oil and Lubricant Plant. Truly, I went and got acquainted with Mr. Rasul. I made clear my idea, and there are books at the Institute of Manuscripts which are waiting for their readers. They are in national spirits. Our scientists wrote these books, and we have to publish these books. Mr. Rasul gave his consent to this matter immediately and without hesitation, and we published these books, scientific books. I was sent to Rasul Guliyev with Abulfaz Elchibey's recommendation, so that there are talented students who should be sent to abroad for study. What you can do, how you support us in this matter? Rasul Guliyev said that, present me the list. We presented the list of 26 students. They were no close relatives in this list. We selected talented students from regions. Mr. Rasul funded such students. Mr. Rasul said that to me, Mr. Agha, I will give you some money. Please allocate this money among scientists. I gave from this money to Ziya bin Yadav. Ziya bin Yadav said me that I should give you money. You publish my book. Instead of it, you give me money. I will support other scientists too. He said me not call my name. Let it be on behalf of you. During Karabakh War, Rasul Guliyev greatly supports people living in front areas. He sends them food, even on the purpose of provision of security of the residents, allocate weapons among peasants. He made frequent visits to the regions and cities located in front areas. To be near the nation in difficult times, give them his moral support, meet with residents and listen to their problems. We wish you health. We will return to our lands and let you know, Lachin, Shusha, every region together is our lands, and no one can occupy our lands. We were in Baku in difficult times of the war. At that time, the gloves with 2 fingers and wrappers started to be made. People cannot afford to buy them. These clothes were not made only 100 or 200 pieces. Their quantity was high. Rasul Guliyev funded the purchase of the materials. In 1990, in 1992, when the condition became under tension, Plant funded Karabakh Aghdara directly, especially village Umud. At that village, we built medical center. I remember we built bakery. At that time, he sent the weapons and ballots for the defense. This village was not occupied yet. He made his best for the sake of the preservation of the residents at that village. He sent us to Karabakh multiple times. I personally went to there. Together with the employees of the plant, we unloaded tank from vessel at the yard of the plant and sent to the front. We witnessed it. The battalion was composed from the employees of the plant and was sent to the front. Rasul Guliyev wished comprehensive development of the country. He funded several movies in order to support and development of Azerbaijani films. He met frequently with the film director Rasim Ojagov, Rustam Ibrahimbayev, writer Anar Rizayev, and other enlighteners, and made his best for the development of the film sector. As a result of this mutual cooperation, movies Tahmina and Zaur, Visit and Trade, Shirbalaz, Last Love, as well as other movies were shot with financial support and non-official patronage of Rasul Guliyev. Poor Zaur, for what cost is love for him? In Rasul Guliyev's soul, there is no one sphere. It may be oilman, politician, economist, culture, science. Rasul Guliyev is a person loving his state and motherland. Rasul Guliyev is always interested in the development of each sphere in Azerbaijan. Rasul Guliyev seeks and searches for ways with what he can make contribution to his state and motherland. He takes a target to make contribution, and he did his best, and the history and Azerbaijan nation will appreciate his degree of success in this way. Maybe our assessment will injustice. Presently, Rasul Guliyev lives in Florida state of the United States of America. He continues his active public political activity during his 26 years of outland life, as well as he wrote 8 books, including books titled Oil and Policy, Path to Democracy, The Cost of Truth. More important, irrespective political stand, he did not make attempt contradictory to state and national interests of Azerbaijan. Concepts of motherland, state and nation are dominant than his personal ambitions. Wherever he is, Rasul Guliyev is faithful citizen of Azerbaijan with his whole existence and genuine patriotism. Up to date, as I know, I have connection with him. He does not accept citizenship of USA. He stays as a citizen of Azerbaijan. Fuad Aliyev, chairman of Azerbaijan Liberal Democratic Party. The person visiting abroad immediately accepts the citizenship of that country or wants a political asylum, etc. But Mr. Rasul stays as a citizen of Azerbaijan for long years. It comes from genuine love of Azerbaijan. It may not be other case. I am not witness about his insulting words against any person or contradictory to the interests of other persons. Rasul Guliyev was never against Azerbaijan. As I know, Mr. Rasul was never among the persons who insulted us from USA. Again I say, it originates from love of state. Like every Azerbaijan, Karabakh is more important topic for Rasul Guliyev. As well, he even wrote the book about it titled Karabakh. He wants Azerbaijan even he lives in outland. He follows the processes happened here with sensitiveness. His heart beats with Azerbaijan in each minute of 44 days of Second Karabakh War. He demonstrated support to Supreme Commander and our nation from social platform, makes declarations, calls everyone to national solidarity and unity under war conditions. Even he lives in USA, far from Muslim, he expressed his attitude more than the person living here and wrote about it, felt joy and congratulated our president. This is the example of bravery. During Second Karabakh War, I came across with initial declarations. He expressed that we should stop our political ambitions, oppositional views, and unite around our army and Iran's supreme commander. We should support all of them. Even Azerbaijan nation sleep conveniently during night. He did not sleep. He waited the course of the processes with excitement. Mr. Rasul thinks that the will of Azerbaijan nation, especially the will of our president, is sufficient for emancipation of our lands if international forces will not stop this process. And each day we see this international process pressure. We see the pressures of France, Russia, Iran sometimes. Their names are not enumerated, but in reality these pressures existed. There was some influence of West, USA. Azerbaijan did not stop, and Mr. Rasul is proud of tactical course and successes of Azerbaijani army. And finally, on November 8th, Shusha was emancipated. At 10 o'clock morning, President Ilham Aliyev announced about emancipation of Shusha at Martyrs Alley. Our dear citizens, dear sisters and brothers, I declare with great honor and brave that Shusha city is emancipated from occupation. I made video call to Mr. Rasul and informed him his joy and sensitiveness as if mixed to each other. And I don't see vulnerable condition of the person whom I know for 11 years. It was first time his eyes were with tears. I cannot explain that joyfulness with words. And immediately, one of mass media body, Reaction TV, wanted to get information about his attitude of Mr. Rasul regarding emancipation of Shusha. I said about it to Mr. Rasul. Mr. Rasul said no, not now. He did not want to make speech in vulnerable condition, and therefore, we made decision let it be without video. Mr. Rasul agreed to make speech in program only with voice call. I congratulate everyone who is still in the belly of their mother and the persons who breathe their last air. This great victory for our Azerbaijan. He widely expressed his visions and wishes regarding victory in the letter addressed to the President Ilham Aliyev. He showed that political targets and purposes may be different, but if the topic is motherland, we should be capable to unite around Supreme Commander, as well as Rasul Guliyev in his letter of congratulation addressed to the President Ilham Aliyev talked about development of our country. He expressed that it is necessary to conduct some measures like construction of military-industrial plants, making constitutional reforms for further development of our country. And all of these may be achieved by the victorious Supreme Commander on the basis of skill and competence. To my mind, President Ilham Aliyev is more respectable president. President Ilham Aliyev headed the emancipation of 18% of Azerbaijani lands. Even in a short period of time, even it was not 2 months, President Ilham Aliyev is the hero of Azerbaijani nation. I did not even imagine that these lands may be emancipated in a such short period of time. I thought that I would not see the emancipation of those lands. I saw like this for 100%. Therefore, during a short period of time, during 44 days, speedily emancipation of lands with less loss. This is a tremendous glory. There is need for Rasul Guliyev, for a person who loves Azerbaijan and nation with his soul and wants to serve. And Rasul Guliyev's return is very important matter. God bless him. What can I say? Maybe in one day he will return to Mazland. I wish him long life. He lives his life with honor, and let live his rest life with honor. And I wish to meet him in Mazland. I miss him. I became vulnerable. I vote for him. Please don't shoot it. I will become young if he will return. My life will recycle. My life will refresh. It is necessary that Rasul will be in Azerbaijan. Government needs it. Mr. Rasul's return to Azerbaijan will give contribution to the economy of Azerbaijan with his recommendations talking about it. I want to note one thing. When the conclusion of contract started in Azerbaijan, Mr. Rasul was worried about development of oil production plants in Azerbaijan, strengthening of oil and chemistry industry. It is reasonable to preserve a part of crude oil in the country. Since the production may decrease, look to his insight. Presently, the production is approximately 6 million tons. Annual production of sukar in the country. The reconstruction of oil production plant is continued. They wanted to build new one. They see the oil will not be enough. Therefore, they stopped it. And today, we need his advice. There is saying that the history resembles to novel which will be written in future, and a novel resembles to the history which will be happen in future. Time demonstrated that we should appreciate Rasul Guliyev like a person who lives in the history which resembles to a novel. He is a person who lives his life with honor. He does not reject his principles, who is faithful to be believed values even under difficult conditions. The start and end of his activity relate with Azerbaijan, wishing to Rasul Guliyev Azerbaijan, which he wants to see, make here a dot, in a very sense 3 dots, because we believe that history will give his real value, will give inevitably.